Hey there, Suzanne here. So, welcome to week two of From Burnout to Balance. And this is lesson one, and we're going to go ahead and identify the tasks that take a lot of energy. Let's start with a simple but very uncomfortable truth, and that is that not every task deserves your energy. And yet, with most caregivers, myself included, we spend our days reacting to everything as if it were equally urgent. So think about today. You've probably handled medicine and meals and maybe even laundry, maybe a doctor's portal message or two that you've had to do. But somewhere in there, you also chased down some missing socks, or you refolded towels, or you had to remake the bed because they weren't right. You maybe answered some non emergency text messages and made dinner while your own stomach was even growling. This is very common. But by bedtime, you're empty. You don't have any energy left, but you still maybe feel guilty, wondering, how did I work all day and not get done the important things I needed to do? That's the exhaustion that I'm going to fix in this module for you. And it's all about awareness. So, part one, why do we confuse noise with need? Noise with need. Caregiving trains our brains to live in reaction mode. You're constantly scanning for danger, like spills or symptoms or sudden emotions. And over time, everything feels like an emergency because your nervous system is running at a 10 out of 10 all day long. Think about it, because it makes sense. We never settle and relax. So when your senior says, "Where's my cardigan?" we all jump up like it's a 911 call. Or when a sibling texts us and says, "Can you handle mom's appointment today?" you automatically type yes before even thinking. That constant adrenaline rush tricks our brains into believing that motion is equal to progress. But here's the catch: motion isn't progress at all. It's just movement. That's all it is. It's just movement. And not all movement matters. So we have to look at what does. So part number two is something called the 3 bucket test. And what you do here is we're going to look at impact over noise. So grab a notepad, grab a pen or pencil, and then draw 3 quick columns labeled impact, maintenance, and noise. 3 columns: impact, maintenance, and noise. Impact are tasks actually that are going to change an outcome. They improve health, safety, or emotional connection, like confirming medications, adjusting diet, or scheduling physical therapy, or having a hard conversation with your senior or your sibling. Maintenance tasks simply keep things steady, like laundry, meal prep, or reminders, just even Steven easy. They're necessary, yes, but they don't always need you specifically to get them done. Somebody else can do them. And then noise tasks look busy, but they don't move the needle at all. Refolding a blanket, answering a guilt trip text message, watching TV for downtime, double checking what's already fine. How many times has our senior been napping and we go to check on them to make sure they're not falling off the couch? Tomorrow morning, before your day starts, I want you to write down every to-do you can think of and place each one into one of these 3 buckets. Here's the surprise. Most of us find that 70% of our list is noise or maintenance, and it's disguised as a must do when it's just noise. It's not going to change an outcome. But once you see that, something clicks, and you realize your exhaustion doesn't come from the hard stuff. It comes from the pointless stuff. That's why we never unwind. We don't get off that wheel that just keeps going around and around. So part 3 is, does it have to be me? What we're looking at here are these tasks. Ask yourself, does this have to be done? And am I the one that has to do it? Can somebody else plan a meal twice a week? And if the answer is no to either part, Does it have to be done? Does it have to be me? No, no. It belongs somewhere other than your plate, preferably somebody else's plate. It may be delayed, delegated, or deleted altogether. Delegated is a good thing. Now, let me share an example. One of the caregivers, Lisa, she told me that she spent a half hour every night searching her whole house for her dad's TV remote because he swore someone took it. After a week of frustration, she labeled 3 remotes with bright tape, and she kept one hidden in a backup drawer. And the problem was solved. And she brought herself back 3 hours a week just by knowing that the same thing happens over and over again. I look at it, if it's going to happen 3 times, it's time to do something about it. So does it have to be me? Okay, your energy, part 4, is currency. I want you to think about your energy as money in the bank. All right, you only have so much money in the bank, in your bank account. And every task you do makes a withdrawal. Some withdrawals are going to give you a return, peace, progress, and relief. Those are the first ones we're talking about. And others are going to leave you just overdrawn. Those are usually the noisy ones. So if you had limited cash, you wouldn't spend it on junk mail or parking tickets. So why spend your life energy on the tasks that buy you nothing but fatigue? They do it over and over again. You can't pour from an empty cup. You've all heard that. But you also can't keep pouring into holes that are getting you no outcome at all. So part 5 is this. I want you to try this today. Here's your practice challenge. Before bed tonight, so put a pad right next to your bed tonight, and I want you to write down 3 things you did that truly mattered. Then I want you to write down 1 thing you did out of habit, guilt, or noise. Habit, guilt, or noise. And then circle it. And tomorrow, replace that noise task with a 5-minute break or 1 impact task, something that's going to change an outcome. Even small substitutions like this is going to change your brain's default from react to choose, what we talked about before, react to choose. So here's the biggest secret I can tell you. Right before your day begins tomorrow morning, whisper to yourself, today, I'll give my energy to what matters, not just what yells the loudest. Say it out loud. It rewires focus faster than any other app. I'm going to give my energy to what matters. What's going to change my future outcomes here? And the reason it matters is because when you stop wasting energy on the wrong things, you finally have the clarity to notice what's working, what's peaceful, and what deserves your heart. That's how we're going to move from barely managing to quietly thriving, 1 protected pocket of energy at a time. We're going to snatch it back. So take care, and we'll see you in lesson 2. Bye-bye.